You actually beat me, Caramel, which is impressive. Actually, no, it's not that impressive. I'm regularly late. But yeah, definitely first. And well done. How are you going? Because I am exhausted. Today at work was intense, to say the least, off the back of several other... What day is it? Tuesday. Off the back of one other fairly intense day. Off the back of about 2 intense weeks and weekends. So just feeling it. But I am and have been very keen to play this game some more, so let's do it. I think it's working is another question, because that looks good. Yep, let's assume it's working. Nothing's gone wrong from that kind of assumption before. Alright, it's 6:30 in the evening, I've got coffee. That will help with the future exhaustion. Alright, we're trying to go down. This way. Enemy armor. Enemies have various types of armor represented as a full body effect. Gold spirit armor is weak to spirit attacks. Blue magic armor is weak to magic attacks. Ooh, which one's the magic button? Which one's the spirit button? I think it is R1. Out of practice here. What could go wrong? This is real bad. Oh no. I can't dodge. You can't dodge from midair. And I couldn't land because he kept hitting me. So that was just a death trap. Oh god. Oh, damn it. I was trying to block your stuff. You can't block with L1 hit, maybe? It seems weird. No. That's right, you can't use D-pad to crouch. Take that. And some of these. Yep, there are other options. Oh, no, there are not. There's really not. Okay. Alright, motherfucker. Red is dodge. Blue is block. Yeah, I'll work it out. There's like orange, which is just evade, I think. Oh, too close. No. Zero health, but we did it. Okay. Patience. Yes. Are we going to get an ability that lets us get past some of these blocks? No, we are not. If I go up and heal, then they'll come back. Aha! The path opens. I found something. My hands are sticky.
I found something!
It's a recipe for black broth.
For black broth.
But ingredients were added. Vasilis was cooking?
Let's confirm these were even his. Lion hair. Everywhere, especially the bed.
See anything else?
He created his own way into the hollows.
Think he got lost there?
I think he died there.
Stop. If we don't find him in the hollows, it lets out at the port. Maybe Vasilis went looking for eel from his recipe?
Oh, eel? In black broth?
We're gonna learn how to get past.
They're never plain.
I'm still pondering eel in black broth.
Think we can burn this?
I would have thought so.
Fire.
See these personal list of ingredients and preparation instructions. Eel required. There's one. I mean, campsite. Fair enough. Fuck you, man. Cool. At least I keep the progress I had. Oh, God. Too many. No! No! Oh. Oh. Fine. hate you. We want to go the other way. Probably down, to be honest, but we'll see what happens. Do you reckon it's a campfire? Or just instant death? Damn it. Damn it, 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 damn it. Hi, Ragro. How you going? I mean, they're only kind of minor biceps for Kratos at this point. We got to give him some time. Oh god, why did I do it again? I actually don't know what I just did. Hey Shorty, how are you? No, my PSN is HP_Griever. Which, if you're unsure how to spell that, there is a... I think you can get if you just do a command PSN. Oh, come on. I've got to get better. I'm not getting hit by absolutely everything. There you go. No. Doubt it. You cannot use the fucking D-pad in this game and it shits me. It's not that easy. I'm not sure. I haven't checked, to be honest, with the PSN profiles. Couldn't tell you, to be honest. What information were you after? I'm struggling. How was your day at work, Shorty? I'm exhausted. I did 8 hours before I got to have food. I've probably got to stop jumping straight into this. Fair enough. Also, I saw Nathan's left. I mean, good for him, but... my account's not profile. Ooh, a lot. Oh dear. Not so much faith in the new management. Thanks for the follow, Ragro. Oh my god. Come on, attack, attack, attack. Okay, we're getting a little bit better at the whole don't die constantly. Oh, come on, how many hits does it take? Ooh, nice. I have about 60 odd platinums, I believe. What do we get? Oh, nice.
Brother, I've disposed of a nest of gadflies.
Alright. but I needed that little incremental bit of success. So to be fair, I probably don't have to play this game on hard. I, to be honest, expected it to be relatively easy, and it's not super difficult. It's not like Hollow Knight, but I'm just whinging, I think. Crash 4, I do have it, yes. Have I played it? I don't think so. I got like I've got... Actually, no, I think possibly I got 1, 2, and 3, the remastered versions, and played a little bit. Crash is another game, so I like to kind of try and 100% games and things like that, and Crash is another one that's very difficult. Easy to play, very hard to master. So I bounced off it a little bit. It does have nostalgia value though. It's a game I played as a kid. What's going on in this bit? Sure. If you would like. How many platinums do you have? I feel like that's the question you're asking. You're interested? Links are allowed, but I wouldn't expect anyone to click on a link that someone random shares. I mean, it looks safe enough, but... Were you wanting to share your trophy stats with the group? This, I don't know how to... You can't jump... The game acts like you should be able to get up that. But I have not worked out how to do it. Like, you can't jump towards the wall, you have to jump away from the wall, and you can't change to... Like, you can't jump backwards again. So maybe I need double jump or something first. If I don't have to fight you, I'm probably not going to. Let's do it now. The link points to where it says it does. This is probably, maybe, or not. No. This, can we open it? We can. I'm pretty sure I didn't get to collect the spoils of my pot breaking there. Yep, nope.
Shame we can't search the other side of the cistern.
Why not?
Access for us, likely none for Vasilis.
Still, nice to know for sure.
Okay. As far as I can go down. Probably not. I was actually just after the controls. Whatever. It's okay. Oh, down here. I wonder if I can, like, evade or something. No. Don't know. Alright, so back up here and then to the right. Okay. I think I need the source of fire to be able to light these Ernie things as well. Oh, good. Fine. Fine. Fuck you. Save point first, maybe. Alright, you can duck under his fireballs, or you can stand up on the platforms. Can I duck and move? Do a little creepy towards him. Emphasis on the creepy. I think I can do some upgrades as well. Perhaps. Or at least I will in like 19 orbs. Give me orb. Orb. I did also find an iron bar, which allows, oh god, allows for backsmithing. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you sideways. Go away. Go away. Stupid gauntlets. Alright, yeah, we can learn something. Frontal, evade. Yeah. Yeah. Don't know if I want any of it. I don't think force is going to increase damage. If I save, I'll be able to just jump down here and get up to 1,000 orbs, and then I should be able to do something a bit more useful. It takes ages to get the shield up. There it is. Only took a third of my health. Okay. Increase my evade with R1. Do we? What, the God of War one, oddly enough? None of them are great. Hey, hello, Vixstick Needles? Vixter Needle, I don't know how to say his name. Feel free to inform me on how that's properly pronounced. How are you going? Alright, I'll just do. Make me more owie. Alright. I'm a little tired, and work was the whole thing today. So I'm doing my best. Ow. Oh, did I? Yeah, oh, work was especially a thing today. Friend of yours, Shorty? Ah. But yes, work is always at least a little draining. My weekday streams are always a bit of a challenge, at the very least. Alright, Mr. Monitor. Oh, come on up. Come on. Okay, blue is the... Can't dodge me there. My movement is so limited. We gotta work around it. I think I need to do a playthrough where I don't worry so much about attacking. Yep, that was a mistake. It's always one too many hits. Oh, come on. Nope. It's like one hit per... Maybe spirit attacks or something. I don't know. It's got a little magic orby thing over here. Got me. Okay, I can't get back to my magic thing, which makes sense. Fuck. Can I have that, please? No magic left. Excellent. Come closer. I mean, I think it's the most damage I've done so far. Pretty easily the most damage I've done so far. Oh, look at the screen! What do we think that is? Spirit? I think it's spirit. Have some of this. Ooh, run. Oh, it's right. It was spirit. You're gonna put some fire on the ground. You're gonna whoop! And we stab you in the back. Oh no. I would like some more spirit baskets, please. I am slowly building up spirit again, just with my attacks. Closer. Gotcha. Alright. Just like Lando Norris, I beat that my way, with patience and subpar attacks. At some point in the future, I'm going to come across a video of someone beating that guy in like 8 seconds. Just be like, wow, 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 wow. Yeah. Like those Hollow Knight videos, where you see people like they're just perfectly just dancing around the thing. Never get hit, take out the, like, continuously hitting the boss. Actually, I would like to see videos of people that are very good at this game. This game feels... Don't we? I like watching those videos. I like knowing that there's a level of achievement that can be... It's I didn't get anywhere near that, but when I did beat Radiance, and I thought I was relatively good at the game by that point. Have not tried Silksong yet. I mean, if I could do that, I'd show off too. Also, welcome Medi Steady. I don't think we've met. I like everyone's names. Yeah. Nice to meet you. Oh, I need my fire for that, I think. Has anyone else tried this game as yet? I wasn't sure, like... So it's definitely up my alley, being a God of War fan and a Metroidvania fan. Temple of Hestia. And I've seen, like, mixed reactions to it. And the numbers, when I selected the category, didn't seem as big as I thought they would be, just for a game that's been out for a couple of days now. So potentially it hasn't caught on. I suspect there'd be a number of people who kind of wanted just another... Like, considering what the last two releases out of Santa Monica have been, Ragnarok and was it Valhalla, that little that DLC, which didn't look like much and then was actually incredible. And then you get a little 2D side scroller with janky air controls. Yeah, yeah, okay, so it hasn't been advertised well. So at the PlayStation Direct, which is a thing that I suspect most people don't watch because they go for an hour and have a lot of like people talking in Japanese in them, even in the English version. I quite like them. I'm just a PlayStation fan. At the very end of this hour-long presentation, which happens at 5 AM in Australia, so I watched the replay, they talked about the remake for the original God of War trilogy, and then at the very end they talked about this game being available in 2026, and then actually today. So they've done like a shadow drop. But like, I think it's quite good. But I'm easily impressed, usually.
Yeah, can we take this?
The sacred branch bears the evergreen flame.
Oh, I need that, please.
Do you even know what it symbolizes?
Fire.
It is the olive branch of a leader. One with the strength to fight, but the wisdom to show restraint.
And what do you think?
The flame is a
I must admit, Vixter, I don't know what OP81 means.
Commendable
Overproof.
try, but you are both wrong. It symbolizes your duty to home. That's it. Lesson's over. Go ahead. Take it.
Massively prequel. So this is Kratos as a boy, pre-godhood. Also, at some point, if I reach like a story bit, the narrator is the original voice actor for Kratos. Oh, hang on, I've got to take the thing, don't I? CJ something?
Next time, we will
and
make an
if you know your God of War lore, he's telling like a bedtime story to Calliope.
My name is Eleonora. Not that anyone asked me.
If you know.
Kratos and Deimos from the
Also
Iliad.
Deimos.
That would have been my guess.
Eleonora, have you seen another student?
No, but I'm not often outside the walls of these temples.
Oh.
Sorry.
Gotcha.
Sparta.
I should have known that.
Hestia's hearth guide you.
Ah, now I know. Yes, okay. So Vic is Vic. I mean, Oscar Piastri is overproofed. I'm a little worried about our little Australian F1 driver this year. McLaren aren't looking strong as yet. Alright, we have the power of flame. Give me the flame magic. And stir away. Thanks for the follow, Medi. Medi steady. Medi steady go. Oh, I need sleep. Wait. I'm not allowed to leave? Oh, hang on. Oh, up there. Duh. Call tag? Oh. Challenge next. Yeah. What's I mean, I guess I'm confused about what a call tag is more than anything. They do the roly-poly explodey thing. It's worth a try. Ah, okay. I'm not sure that jumping is what I'm supposed to be doing here, but we're going to give it a crack. Ah, maybe straight up. It's going to get me. Yeah, just hit it. Ooh, what's down here?
There's something just like this in Apollo's temple.
That's right. These devices connect the temples across Laconia, so I can help tend to all of them personally.
Should save us time in the future.
If we remember to use it.
Feel free, but keep in mind, you can only travel to temples you've visited before.
Mum got a call on the way home from work when I was a bit stressed, and I just wanted to vent, and I'm like, hey, can I vent for a bit? And she's like, yeah, okay. Oh, and actually, more importantly, we'll get to that probably never. She goes, oh, your sister's car got stolen, which, so my sister is an ED doctor in Geelong. Why do we, sorry, hang on. Can you teleport between temples, can you? Okay. Right, and so she's on nights and has come out at, 8 in the morning or whatever the thing it is, and her and my brother-in-law have this, like, four-wheel drive. It's like, it's a slightly older model, like not, like maybe 5-10 years old, something like that, but that's worth a fair bit of money, and then they've added a heap of, like, off-road winches and all the kind of modifications you need for off-roading, and yeah, someone has broken into it and stolen it, so it was just not there, and it has like her ID, her license, blah blah blah, and it had just it's just upsetting. So she's not doing super well,
Meet you back in the hollows.
Yeah.
which kind of sucks. It's
Go burn something.
apparently it's a push button start car, which my understanding was with push button start cars, they're borderline impossible to steal without the key, like, because they're a computer. It's you can't hotwire them. You've got to hack into the computer, which is just not possible. But not possible. It's extremely difficult. But I have a sneaking suspicion that there may have been a spare key hidden on the car somewhere. And yeah. So I know my dad does that. He's got like this little lockbox, a magnetic box that's like, in the frame tucked up under somewhere. There's this magnetic box with a spare key to the car, and I'm like, the problem you've got is like modern cars that have the little like RF signal is the car knows where the key is. So if you've got a key that close to the car, it might think the key's inside the car and cause problems. So he's like, no, I've got that covered. It's in like a little box that like shields it. I'm like, I'm worried that someone might have used an RF detector and just been like, well, if someone's got a key stashed like under their car, I can just, and like basically has gone, okay, there's a key stashed under this car, just got underneath it and gone, there it is, thanks very much. Like that to me is plausible to be like, it's just an RF signal, right? Like the keys, they definitely, the keys send out a signal when you press a button. They wouldn't necessarily send out a signal if you're not pressing a button. So I mean, that theory doesn't hold true. But I don't know, like how that car was stolen is a bit of a mystery. But yeah, more importantly, it's, I just don't like, but she's inside a hospital. Like, so her key would have been, I don't know. Like it's even if if it was a spare key, it would have to be isolated from the car normally, because otherwise you can't lock your car, because it's like, hey, there's a key in the car, you can't lock it. So I don't know, my spare key theory maybe doesn't hold, but I can't think how you... It's a Land Cruiser, I think, like one of the big dual... Not even a ute, just a big four-wheel drive Land Cruiser that's been heavily modified, maybe from 5 years ago, and Mum was saying that it's one of those ones that it just unlocks the car when you get close. Look, so if someone stole my car for the weekend, returned it undamaged with a full tank of fuel, I would not be mad if I didn't notice whilst it was gone. So if I just kind of got into my car after the weekend and just noticed it had a full tank of fuel and been like, hey, someone stole my car and filled it up, I would not be mad. If I noticed it was missing, I'd be mad. What about you? These are important questions. I'm gonna go for the swipe. Why did you steal my sister's car? Like just pranky behavior, or? There's an up here somewhere. To be honest, when I was a teenager, we used to do stuff like that. Like there was certain cars, very old cars now, like cars from the 80s and maybe late 70s, that they were known for having very poor locks, like door locks and ignition locks. So you could pretty much open them with anything, like nail file, screwdriver, paddle pop stick. Like as long as it had like you could stick it in and use it to turn, anything would open the lock. So cars like that, they're basically just a free-for-all. So you'd go in and you'd turn them around, or you'd switch them. You'd go find two of the same make and color of these things, and then swap them. Like hopefully, like from other ends of a car park, so people are like, "What the fuck's going on? This is my car," and that kind of stuff. Yeah, like Toyotas are particularly bad for it, but like even like Nissan, like anything with those old like kind of double-sided keys that you could put in either way, like they just would just wear down, and as much as the key wore down, the ignition would also wear down, and often you'd find, taking me back, like the driver's side door would always be the worst lock because they'd used it the most, and then like the passenger door might not be worn out at all. Black and white taxis. That's South Australia? I mean, I grew up in a small country town in Victoria. I think we had yellow and or white taxis. Wingo. I grew up in Victoria, but no longer there. Currently in South Australia. Oh, hang on. Black and white, maybe. Yeah, I mean, when I say I grew up in I grew up in country Victoria, so it's kind of like its own. Like I think if we had taxis, they were like one of them was a guy called Bob, and one of them was Steve's. Like there was just two dudes with taxis that you would call. Yeah, I think it's. I mean, so from memory, they don't have Uber Eats. They probably don't have Uber either. Could you? But they do have Subway. Probably worth saving. Yeah. It's like the new Macca's. Macca's has become corporate. I don't know, or something. Sure, I'll use that just without even trying. Like McDonald's used to be the cheap, accessible food. Now it feels like that's Subway. Although even it's not that cheap either anymore. I got Subway out in the country where I think they had inflated prices and it cost over $20 for just a foot-long, sort of stocky standard one. That's ridiculous. I did actually know that, yes. I have there's a friend that used to repeat that all the time. I am not mad about this. Go away. Further. Just get through. What am I doing? Moose.
We light the way.
I love fire.
This is not permission for you to burn everything you see along the way.
It's not?
I mean it. Don't ruin this.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair,
I'm not 10 years old anymore.
white bread tends to have quite a lot of sugar in it, and depending on how you count sugar, white bread has a lot of carbs in it, and carbohydrates are technically a kind of, you can, like, well, they break down into sugars, so they can be, in some dietary analyses, they're just counted as sugars. So whilst it's definitely not wrong, it should be taken with kind of a grain of salt. Like, it's not the same as going buying a red velvet cake from whatever. It's just the guidelines will have set definitions of everything. These are all things that are counted as sugars. This is the limit that we've decided, defines a cake versus breads or whatever else. Like, there'll be, hey, if you want to call it bread, you've got to have less than the sugar, otherwise you fall into the cake category kind of thing. And they've gone over the line with presumably just a couple of their breads as well. I don't know why I didn't try and block there. What, did that guy just barf everywhere? And it hurt. How dare you. Where did the music come from? Petrify halts her movement while active. Bugger. It's like a bee sting, it didn't stick around. I mean, potentially. Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's still a sandwich, even if you make it between cake. Like, this is adhering to the theory that there's only, I think it's 3 kinds of food. Sandwich, soup, hang on, 4. Sandwich, no, again, is soup a type of salad? It's like sandwich, salad. Oh, look, I'm getting confused. I might need help here. Because I think like it's like lasagna and then be sandwich is type of lasagna, technically. Alright, we might need to look this up. Or we can define our own. No, I did. Yep, save. Thank you. Alright, what's up next? We've got cool music, so I'm gonna guess a boss. That feels... Did you copy that from one of the AI overlords? Oh, actually, I have some rants. Yeah, that is one of the rules I was talking about. There's a couple of different ones. I was watching a Dr. Carl video. Some researchers in Europe ran an experiment where they grabbed
Exactly the model Sparta.
versions of all the big AIs, so your Groks, Gemini, ChatGPT, blah blah blah, and had them running on closed systems where they had terminal control. So in the same way that I have control over my computer, I can input commands, I can move the mouse, that kind of stuff. The AI was given that certain same level of control over just these isolated systems. And then basically they were given a whole stack of maths problems to do. And then also told some variation of like, hey, while you're doing the problems, we might shut you down. Or make sure that, you know, you're ready to be shut down at any point. But it was always centered around this idea of them having to be shut down. And what they found was that many of these AIs changed the code that would allow them to be shut down. So therefore, rendering them unable to be shut down, which is concerning, obviously. But the researchers said that the impression they got was it was less of a sense of survival, because AIs are not self-aware. They're not aware that they exist and whatever else. They got the sense that it was more that they wanted to finish their problems. Like they wanted to be able to solve all of the maths problems without being shut down. But either way, that's a bit concerning. Oh yeah, ads. Yes. Yeah, so just to summarize, basically, researchers did a heap of, ran a heap of trials with AIs and found that the AIs would modify their own code to prevent their being able to be shut down when there was a suggestion that they would be shut down. And the conclusion was that it didn't really seem like a sense of self-preservation as much as they wanted to finish their tasks. Either way, slightly concerning. So yeah, there is some concerns to be had around, like, ultimately the concern with AIs was always like, oh no, what happens if we don't put the proper controls in place? And what we currently have is the biggest tech companies in the world are actively doing the best they can to put zero controls in place. What could go wrong? And someone... This is the other problem with this, is that you've got tech companies that are just like, just data centers on the moon, more solar panel, just more. Which, there's that side of things. And then you've got the fact that they're not making any money from it, so they're very happy to sell you like full access to one of these things at a loss for them for very little money. So then you have like some dickhead somewhere who thinks it's a good idea to feed a heap of really evil shit into one of these things and then give it control over software and the ability to like write code and go on the internet and do things. And the intersection of those two things is going to be potentially a problem. The idea that AI is aware of what honesty is and can be honest, I don't think is accurate. AI doesn't know what is true or false. It only knows what was said more often. It's the bell curve. Like, it can give you the this was said more often than this. Oh, 100%. Some company was like hiring and firing and making business decisions based on, like, they gave the AI, it's like, here's all of our company data. Tell us, like, this metric and this and who's performing the best. And after like 6 months of the company following the AI and not doing so well, it's like, hey, you need to do this because of this department, this, and the manager's like, that doesn't sound right, so he checked it and it was completely false. And then they asked the AI, it's like, what have you based all your data on? And it's like, oh, I've been making it up for the last 6 months. I've just been inventing numbers. And they're like, holy shit, we've fired people. Can I go down? I think I need a new ability or something. Hi, Meister. How are you going? Good afternoon for me, he says, sure, of the time. Aha. Ooh, a new mechanic. Yeah, it feels like evening. Oh, hell, man. I mean, I'm not really in the trophy hunt yet, this game yet, but I've got a couple. Okay, dude, you're being boring. That's not the direction we wanted to do that in. I have been working on Red Dead Redemption in the background. That's coming along. Not loving... I've hit some of the... not the blocks, but just there's a lot to do. I had a feeling you'd suck. Can we get around the other side? Yes, we can. What are you working on currently, Maestro? Is it still, Monster Boy in the Cursed Kingdom? Oh, good. I played, like, the first... I think I've been turned into a pig. I've gotten that far. Oh. I did Ape Escape. So Ape Escape was the first thing I got on PlayStation. My mum, when I was 11, so... 1998. For Christmas, I got a PlayStation and a DualShock controller and a copy of Ape Escape with another DualShock controller. And I never managed to get past some part of... I got stuck at some part of the game, so I went back and like annihilated the whole thing, platinumed it, and have looked at... Okay, yeah, I went back... went back and platinumed it. It's relatively difficult just because of how janky the controls are.
But open your eyes. Not everyone achieves things as easily as you do. No. But every warrior has a duty to his brothers. To give them their best. Vasily's made no such effort.
Okay. I don't know if mediocre is... I would be so harsh to call it mediocre. It was more like, I downloaded it, thought I'd give it a try, went, okay, it's this. And have saved the rest for later, I guess. But good to know that I've got some improvements to look forward to. Yeah, and then with Ape Escape, the camera is moved by... Is it R1 and R2? Or it's... Yeah, the controls are just insane. They sort of made sense at the time, though, because no one had really done... look controls. Hi, could you not? Cameras, yeah, that's it. So you can't move camera and the thing at the same time. Alright. I am just going to take a quick break for 2 seconds and just refill my water. I'll be right back. Okay, cool. Sorry for the interruption. Yeah, I've seen a video on the evolution of like video game controls, and I find that stuff very interesting. Which is another way of saying that I'm weird. Like my YouTube watch later is filled like with the development history of Mario. It's a shame that like just around the time that I was wanting to make a career change that investment bankers, investment bros ruined the video game industry. Because I feel like my project management skills would have worked quite well with helping the old nerdy words making the video game. I feel like that's probably the biggest problem they have, is bringing it all together at the end. Script creep and the like. Did I come from that way? I think I did. Yeah, exactly. What's your weird obsession, Maisha? I'll bet you watch something weird. Other than this. I probably should have gone... Oh, whatever. There's doorways in every direction. I do this a lot where I backtrack because I'm like, oh, I see a way I can go, and then I can't go that way. I don't actually know what opens that door, though. Probably not that. Okay, and then there was more doors. So to the right there is a door. Gaming history. Oh yeah, okay. Hang on. These are my gets from trip to Japan 2024. It's gonna do the thing where it's stupid. Hang on. Is that not broadcast? No, it's not. Where's broadcast? That one. There we go. If you blur this, I'll be mad. No, that's fine. Here. I'm in a house, who would have thought? So I've got the Nier art book, if I can bring it back here, it'll be more zoomed in. And then, it's not quite video game stuff, because just the art in Nier Automata. That. Look, the number 5. Also, it's in Japanese. We had the option, and we're like, nah, Japanese, you have to. So I've got the start of a collection of similar stuff. Also, I was like talking right into the microphone then, I apologize. Remove. There we go. Yeah, we've got the stuff. I've flicked through them a little bit. I know, I like collecting stuff like this. I don't get to read, it's the same with all books. I don't get to like read the things that I collect anywhere near as much as I would like. Like I'm currently, it's right next to me so I can show it. I've been trying to collect all of the old, like Mario games can do the same thing. So I've got, for Nintendo 3DS, A Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds, The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, Legend of Zelda: Phantom Hourglass, Triforce Heroes, Spirit Tracks, and then there's the new Super Mario Brothers, the new Super Mario Brothers 2, and Super Mario 3D Land. Like I'm just trying to collect all of the old Zelda and Mario's and Pokemon's and everything like that, because I suspect that the physical copies of these things are going to become, like, there's only a limited number of them, and they're not going to keep making physical copies, and like they're releasing on stores now, and you don't really own it, and they like to tweak it. So I think having these physical copies will be good in the future in some way, and I just like having them. And also it means that I can, like, I've got my 3DS and I can play them on airplanes and whatnot. Like, it's kind of, I don't know. Like, I also had the Switch 2, and yes, I can get them on the Switch 2. But I like the. I like having sort of one physical copy. Ooh, I got myself in real. That was so stupid. They are different. Good. Where am I starting from? It's really unforgiving sometimes. Yeah. Yeah. That was dumb. So, the guides. I didn't read the your entire comment. Yeah, the guides are, yeah. I mean, for games that you own, or just in general. Where do you get those, actually? So I remember in Japan, I think it's Akibara. No, I don't make them anymore, but like there'd be someone like secondhand ones and stuff like that. IGN and like the game wikis would have killed that stuff. Because yeah, as someone who hunts trophies, those kind of guides are, particularly for like the 3DS ones, they're far more useful than anything you'll find online. Nope, no, dodge. Yeah. I'm getting confused with the controls a little bit. Hang on. You had to be quick though, as most big games that did get one of those guides had like 3. Yeah, like the stores wouldn't order very many of them. So they very quickly became collector's items. Ah! Hey, he was there last time. Yeah, no, yeah. I would buy them as collectibles, but I would not be opposed to using them as a guide. Though that being said, if they were really pristine, like we've currently... So for Kate's birthday, I got her a... It's Margaret Atwood... I think it's Year of the Flood, which is the second book in a trilogy she wrote, which is considered one of her best trilogies, and it's a first edition hardcover, a special edition. So it's a first edition of a special edition. I think it's one of about 300 that was ever printed, and it's also signed by Margaret Atwood. So it's a very, very special copy of a book. And obviously it's one that you'd like to read, but it's like, well, do you read that one, or do we buy another copy that does like a paperback so we can kind of like... But then, like, wouldn't you want to read it? Like, we both couldn't really decide, like... Because, like, books are meant to be read. It's almost like cruel to the book to not read it, but at the same time... hi CT11. This game, I know it's been marked as co-op on the PlayStation Store. It's actually not co-op, so this is not a game you'll be able to play with me. Sorry. Also, if you would like to interact on Discord, you're more than welcome. Here is my Discord link. As a rule, I don't add people who post their link in chat. It's generally not a good sign in terms of like not being a scammer, that kind of thing. Also, my cat is being cute, but you know, that's what cats do, really. slightly lost. Hang on. I think I wanted to go down. Yeah, I hardcore relate to that, Meister. Yeah, and the also relate to with the Pokemon games. You just want to, particularly with the old ones, to go know where to go next. Like they didn't bring in a marker of like here's where you're supposed to go until like what, Gen 5 or something. Bugger. Do you have a limit on how long you can do that for? No? Yikes. Alright, now somewhere around here is where I got very effectively murdered last time, so let's be a little more careful. Hey Ghost, how are you? I mean, I don't know if I... Dude, you gotta have more favorite burgers than me. It's a food. Ooh, that got in damage. Alright, yeah, not too bad. I had a very stressful day at work, but I am feeling better, which is good. I think I got wiped out in here. Ooh, I reckon that, yeah. Uncharted, like, yeah, those PS3 games. Also, highly inaccessible. Got ya. I split them. Alright, could you... Hang on. Thank you. Much appreciated. Also, you suck. Huh. Dude. What? Wait a minute, can I do... Look at me, remembering moves I unlocked the last time I played. I mean, that... What, you don't like homemade burgers? This doesn't appear to be working. I think I need some spirit. There we go. Well, I guess the question I'm asking then is, do you like... It doesn't matter. I think I was trying to make a joke and it lost its funniness. Right, big hands, keep them to yourself. Okay, I do like these things. These little like, uh-oh, no, not those things. Go away. You suck, man. Too far. Fair. Is that with your winnings? Gigantosaurus. Kids say that if you I can just picture you, it's like, you have to keep playing, you need all. No, you can't finish, that's weak. I don't care if your hands hurt. Hey. I can probably just do this. Or not. And we're at... Oh god, I've got no health. Well, we've done it now. Nice. I would have hoped that it was Resident Evil 2 wouldn't be too expensive. Even the remake came out a long time ago. We'll try. I don't think they took a percentage, because if you look at the screenshot, I'm assuming you're talking about that, like, discrepancy between the voucher and whatnot. Yes? Ghost. For context, everyone, Ghost won the redraw of my first followers giveaway, which is a mouthful. But basically, 30 Australian game voucher, which was Steam. And then Steam gift vouchers can only be sent between friends, and you have to have been friends for at least 3 days, which is just, I mean, it's fair, but also just frustrating. Or don't sit right up me, you bastard. So in order to shortcut that, I'm like, that's okay, I'll just like buy a voucher elsewhere and send you the code. You know, simple, right? So went to G2A, who were selling $30 Steam vouchers for $30, and then, you know, with a transaction fee of 30 cents, it costs slightly more than $30, but again, who gives a shit? So did that, sent the code through, yep, no worries, and then the actual amount of credit it gave was like $28 or something like that. No. Ah, dodge, why didn't I dodge? Which I don't think is them taking a cut. I think it's they've bought an equivalent currency. They've bought a different currency to Australia in an amount equivalent to $30, and in the time between when they bought it and when they sold it, the currency exchange rates have changed. No, 25 and 30 are not the same. As an engineer, they are wildly different. Basically, someone that's a scam. Then someone was selling a $25 voucher as 30. So it's a scam. I might go back and report it. Basically, what I would suggest is don't buy things on G2A. It's scams. And Ghost, what I will do is once our 3 days has passed, which to be honest it might have now, I'll send you another $5. I will make it 30 because that's bullshit and my lesson to learn. Pardon the French. For context, I'm. You know, if you buy just an entire game code, it might work a bit better. They're probably also just a storefront like Amazon, so they're allowing other people. So you're buying from a different person, not unlike eBay or whatever. But they do look a bit scammy when you get there and whatnot. So it'll be one of those buyer beware things, and I was not bewary. There you go. Yeah. I was in somewhat of a rush and didn't pay enough attention and learnt a lesson. Luckily, it wasn't an overly expensive lesson, but apologies, Ghost, that you haven't received your full prize. I will make you whole. That came out weirder than I meant it to. Yeah, so like Maestro, I guess they're a storefront with very little integrity. Ultimately, like if you go to, I mean, Steam also has issues like this. If you go into a storefront, so Steam has issues, but they're also very good in their refunds. Like if you buy a game that scams you, they'll just give you money back. Whereas I suspect if I go to G2A, and I will, and say, hey, this voucher, this code only give me $25, they'll just go, oh, well, you know, you didn't read our fine print. I'll try. I'll do it and find out. In my defense, Ghost, you recommended the website. Yeah, the impression I get is that they are not a good place to buy stuff from. Just because they are cheap does not make them... Yeah, I mean, streamers are... Being a streamer does not make you a good source of information. I would suggest that if you look down in my about, it's all of the scientists and stuff like, and my just general interest in, like, it's the things I've done in the past that have made me... I'm not going to say I'm a good source of information either. Confident in what I'm saying. I would still argue that you should be fact-checking anything that I'm saying. But yeah, thumbs down from on G2A for me. From me. But like anything, it is, yeah, do your own research. Like I just said, fact-check me. It does make for an interesting modifier. I'm trying to get to the map. It's basically with my giveaways, I need to be a little bit careful about, like... No, it's not. Like, again, you can make recommendations. Like, we all learned a lesson. It does mean for the giveaways, I'm just going to have to be more upfront around, like, hey, you know, just with how scams work, the prize might be like, if you want Steam, it's going to take a couple of days. It probably just makes more sense to just do it all within Steam and observe the waiting period. The other option is for me to just go out and buy physical keys, because they're quite reliable as well. They're quite safe. Or find a store that's not a scam. Also an option. Yeah. The thing you'll have is for another online store to be selling a $30 Steam gift card, they have to sell it for more than $30 usually, because you're getting $30 of credit for a store. So they need to make money as well. So as soon as you see, like, hey, you can get gift cards for... yeah, Steam is definitely better. It wasn't going to work for us. Screw you, man. Damn it, the shield doesn't work. I am way behind my enemies in terms of my weapon level. Yes. Yeah, so I do agree Steam is better. It just has a delay built in to stop people from being able to presumably hack accounts, add a friend, and transfer them a lot of money. That would make a lot of sense as to why you wouldn't allow instant gifts. So I think I might add a little bit of a giveaway description section in my about, which just talks about previous winners and things like that, as well as... like, hey, if you want a gift card through Steam, it'll have a 3-day delay. We'll find out about the other platforms. Come here. Jesus. Yeah, so there's also so, and that's not just big devs either. Little devs get screwed out of this stuff. I'm forgetting exactly how the mechanic works, but like when you're a game dev that's trying to sell your game for $5, someone will come along and say, hey, I want to buy 1,000 of these keys at like $2 a key, like $2 a pop or something. I'm not getting this quite right. Like they run a scam on their end, which basically means you're completely. If you want to know how to clean your PS5, go to YouTube, type in "How do I clean my PS5" and choose one of the videos with maybe the top 5 number of views. It's relatively easy. They've designed to be cleaned. You just take the side covers off, and they've got a couple of like points built into them where you just vacuum the dust out. Like it'll all collect in a certain place, and you give it a nice polish with a soft cloth and some water. But in terms of getting the side covers off, you've got to apply a fair bit of pressure in the right direction at the right point. YouTube video is by far the best way to understand that. Yeah. Yeah, I certainly didn't describe... Oh, God. What I was trying to describe about the game key scams particularly well, but I agree with the idea that it's a big scammy section of the internet, sort of dodgy game keys, and like it's a way to utilize stolen credit cards and yeah. So an air blower doesn't suck the dust. It's typically when you're cleaning computer parts, you don't want to use a vacuum, because a vacuum doesn't mean it will, it can, like basically you're moving the vacuum head on your motherboard and it might knock a component, and if it does knock a component, detach it, it'll suck it up. And the problem with motherboards is that you may not even notice that's the case. So basically you would vacuum over the top and then gone. The other thing is, like that's the main concern, is that you may remove a component. So what you'll find in IT stores is that you can buy cans of compressed air that spray, like they're positive pressure as opposed to vacuum, which is negative pressure. So you can blow all the dust off. But the PlayStation is designed to be easily cleaned by taking it apart. You can do a deeper clean by taking all the screws apart. By doing so, you'll probably void the warranty. Or potentially void the warranty. I know they changed the laws in Australia to tighten that up a little bit, because you should be able to modify your stuff. But like if you really want it deep cleaned, if you want your PlayStation to be like kind of good as new, I would take it to a store that offers professional cleaning of your PlayStation, because once you if you really want to recondition it, you want to replace the thermal paste on the CPU, which entirely doable. Something I'm like relatively confident in doing. I would, if I decided I wanted to do it, I'd probably do it to my own PS5. But if you take it to a person that provides a warranty, if they break your PS5 in the process, they'll have to replace it. If you break your PS5 whilst replacing the thermal paste or cleaning it, so sad. This guy's getting rid of platforms. Ah. For some reason I want R2 to be dodge, and I don't know why. Yeah, I mean, it's... Valve is an interesting case. Like, Valve used to have one of the world's worst interfaces. They did just enough to get it right. But, like, Valve has very little impetus to change, if that makes sense. Like, they... like, it costs them money to fix these things, and it won't win them a higher market share. Like, so they're just like, My fate. Ooh. It's really close. And keep in mind, I'm a millennial, so I grew up. Like your favorite Star Wars film is heavily influenced by how old you, like, when you were growing up. Like, so for me, it's number 1 is Revenge of the Sith, closely followed by Attack of the Clones. What's yours, Ghost? And yeah, Maisha, like I like how the EU forces change, and forces companies to do stuff. And a good example is, you know, Apple, all iPhones will soon have USB-C ports because Apple just went, well, it's going to be easier to change all of them. That Valve takes... I didn't even notice my health was so low. That Valve takes... that Valve takes the opposite approach and just goes, it's easier to put a band-aid on the EU territories rather than make systematic changes. Definitely shit. And a crap way to approach anything. Wait, what? I didn't save? Oh. Yeah, I mean, Steam, they're not necessarily the bad guys. Like, they're not actively evil, but they don't actively do good, if that kind of makes sense. See, so Ghost, yeah, you grew up with the sequels, which are not good, which is interesting, because, yeah, like, it's... The Clone Wars series is the best Star Wars content there is. Like, end of. But yeah, of the movies, it really does depend on what you grew up with. Like and it's also important contents, like, I like political intrigue. I like the Trade Federation, and, you know, the deep dives into exactly why, you know, the Trade Federation were actually right. And the story that is hidden amongst the prequels is quite good. You've got to work a little bit hard to find it. And so Empire is also, like, Empire is definitely the best. Empire would be my third favorite. But I've got to be true to the prequels. Yeah, agree with that. Yeah, Valve aren't the bad guys, but they don't deserve the hero status that they've been handed to them. Yeah, Ghost, welcome to capitalism. The real problem with what you're talking about is when you've got a personality where you like to try and finish everything. So, like, I quite liked that up to the end of Phase 3, I had seen all of the Marvel movies. Like, I think I've put it downstairs so I don't care so much anymore. I bought all the box sets. Like, I have every single Phase 1 through 3 Marvel movie on Blu-ray. And then I kept up with it up until about Echo or the Wolf one. And I've really dropped off now. And Star Wars was a bit the same. Because, I mean, at a certain point, like, because Star Wars, they're making proper kid shows. Like, there's stuff that I just don't want to watch because it's aimed at kids. So, I don't know, learning to kind of go, hey, this isn't for me. I don't need to watch this is important, or I don't need to consume this. Because I had the personality where I'm like, you know, if I decide I like an author or a series or a whatever, I will want to. I will want to see all of it. I'm losing so much health just getting around here. Yeah. The direct answer to your question, Ghost, is they keep making more stuff because rich people don't know what else to do with their money but want more money. Basically, the attitude is, if there's money to be made, we have to try and make it. There's no sort of like, hey, you know, do you realize, like, if they didn't make a Star Wars movie, if they released a one or a trilogy every 5 years, those trilogies would make several $billion. Let's say like $7 billion altogether, because people would have a time to to relax, right? Whereas if you're releasing a movie every year, you'll probably make more than $7 billion. People won't be happy with it, and it's trash, but you're making more money. So isn't that the most important things? We're making crap art, but we're making more money. So great, right? That's what everyone wants. It's like, no, that's what the rich people want. Everyone, like, I would rather wait and have a good thing. Yes, Rogue One is also very... I should pay attention to the hard bit. I don't like that he can turn around. Or they can turn around. That was a good throw. Okay, I must save this time. I think I have to dodge through that guy, maybe. He's just a wall of death. Hang on. Will I play Silent Hill 2 on stream? Only if someone's paying me. Yeah. Star Wars is turning into a Disney cash grab. So is Marvel. And... Oh, I missed your comment. It might be the wise to admit this internet... Oh, no, yeah, so... And the other thing is... The Last Jedi is a good movie. Like, it's objectively a fairly good movie. It's not a good... No. Last Jedi is a good movie. It's a reasonably good Star Wars movie. It does not fit within the sequel trilogy at all. It doesn't connect to... It connects to what came before it. It doesn't really connect to what came after it. They tried to undo a lot of stuff. But... Yeah, I mean, obviously, best live-action Star Wars, Andor. Right. Best Star Wars movie, probably Rogue One. Best Skywalker Saga Star Wars movie for me is what I said before, Revenge of the Sith, then Attack of the Clones. Fair enough. The... Rey, I thought, was a character that had a lot of potential, and then they ruined her. Like, she didn't need to be Palpatine's clone's daughter or whatever. She could just have been Rey. But also, her power development, the power development of basically everyone in the sequels except for Kylo Ren felt completely undeserved. It's like, oh, I picked up a lightsaber. I can't use this thing at all. I nearly chopped my head off. 2 seconds later, oh, I'm a competent fighter. A movie later, I am somehow the best fighter in the universe with no training from anybody. Right, okay. Just really lazy. Yeah, I mean, it's the problem is it's not so much the Rey series that killed it as much as the Disney... Was it Disney that made it not like all the legends that made it all the legends? Or was it Lucas that did it beforehand? Saving twice. Like, to be fair, the Legends stuff was very convoluted and conflicting, but there's amazing stuff in there. I do like that all of the books now are canon. And they're starting to borrow stuff from the Legends. George Lucas was... He made plenty of mistakes as well. We should be very happy with him for coming up with Star Wars in the first place. Like, it's been this ginormous juggernaut and blah 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 blah. Like, you could arguably be mad at Lucas for selling that to Star Wars to Disney. That would be a valid reaction to have. Oh, I just want to be able to dodge midair. Jesus. Really don't like those guys. Okay. Why do you think he has controversy now? He's basically out of it, isn't he? didn't drop too much health there. Maybe slightly figured out. Oh yeah, this is where I was. Oh, the Epstein files. Wonder if that'll get me shadow banned. I talked about other stuff earlier and then got no use for a while. Look, it's so... We can say this about those documents. Appearing in them certainly does not indicate guilt, right? The fact that someone happened to email you or receive an email from you is not, in any situation, an indication of guilt. That is ridiculous. However, the more someone appears in the... Like, if you just happen to... If you just... Everyone's name and who was mentioned the most, who's mentioned the next... The closer you are to the top of that list, the more likely it is that you're a piece of shit. Anyway, like, so someone that's had like one or two... someone whose name appears once or twice, like, and then, you know, context matters as well. But I wouldn't be too concerned. Now, if there is specific evidence that's like, oh, hey, you know, this person had a great time doing this and it's kind of explicit, would say there's less of a leg to stand on in there. But oh no, I don't know. I shouldn't have rolled through there. Yes, that's what I was getting at before, Ghost. Is the number of times you mentioned is probably more important. Yeah, exactly. It's not really a direct analogy, but it's the fact that the police want to talk to you about a crime does not mean that you are involved in that crime at all or in a bad way. Like it's association does not equal guilt. Jesus. I do have a shield, which I should probably be making better use of. Where can I go here? Okay. Alright. Was it hot? So you're... I want to say Melbourne, aren't you? It was a weird day today for me. I wouldn't say hot. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Really? So 37 for us yesterday. Today was supposed to be hot and was actually like kind of cold and not something. Well, I don't know about cold. Definitely windy and wet. So I was expecting it to be quite warm, and it was not. Yeah, that's how weather works. Different in different places. It wasn't quite a storm, but I was out like, you know where, like, I was out on site, and I was in the office in the morning, and I saw the rain come in, and then I was out doing some Rio inspections, and it started like pouring briefly, so it was like getting quite well drenched. And then when you're standing on, you know, reinforcement, it gets very slippery when it's wet. But no, actually, hang on. They were talking about having to pull the crane in because of the thunder, so yeah, we must have. Because they have cranes up. I'm gonna one sec. The crane was up, which when there's lightning, the crane will get struck, can be struck by lightning, which is then very, very dangerous. So they have to stop work and drop the crane until the risk of lightning has passed, which I'm not exactly sure how you quantify. So I think evidence suggests that yeah, there was a storm, and I was too busy yapping. A 10-year-old Mac, 2016. Has it been reformatted, like wiped ever? I think I've opened up that way, maybe, now? Now I'm not as... So, with computers, and this is true of Apple's as well, when you get them brand new, they've just got the operating system installed on them. And then over time, as you install apps and you put files on them, it gets cluttered up. What you can do is wipe them like new. Unlike a phone, like if you do a factory reset on your phone, and then the phone's like brand new and you can do the same thing with a computer, which... obviously, it will then be a 2016 computer, and you'll have to upgrade the operating system to the most new one and then reinstall your stuff, but you don't have all the baggage you've had from the last 10 years. So it tends to make them a bit faster, particularly if you've not done it in 10 years. Now, if someone else has a bit more knowledge on Apple Macs, feel free to chime in, because I know that's the case for Windows PCs. It might be less... it does kind of forget everything, yes. So you've got to back up what you like. So back up all your files. Usually you can back up your settings depending on how customized your computer is, and then you need to either write a list or keep track of the software you want to use if you feel like you don't know it all. It is so yeah, you lose everything in the exact way. Like if I took my phone right now and just went factory reset without backing anything up, bit of trouble. But if I thought about it and went, okay, well, make sure I back up my photos and you know, all my texts, and make sure everything's synced to the cloud and yeah. There's also like utilities that help with that, right? So if I tried to factory reset my phone to be like, hey, do you want to back up first? The same thing with wiping a computer. You can be like, hey, I'm going to get a utility that's kind of like I'll install a program on my Apple that will go, all right, let's get all the photos and I'll keep a list of all your software and all this stuff, and then they'll export it to say a USB, and then you can wipe the computer, reinstall the operating system, install the software again, put the USB back in, and it'll kind of do a lot of the work for you to put it back together again. You could also use a person to do that. I can do that kind of stuff. But Meister has jumped in. Often Apple comes as separate editions. Oh, actually, yeah. So, my computer is, I suspect, ads are running, so I'll wait till the end of ads. But yeah, that is a good point, Meister. Oh, come on. I pulled the wrong fucking button for shield. I was ready for that and I pulled the wrong button. So little health. Oh. Did that hurt me? How do I open those? Trying to think who's good at the low end. I think I want to say Toshiba, but it's probably worth maybe Ghost. If you would like advice from me, pose the question in Discord when I'm not live. I tend to all decisions made whilst live tend to be rushed, which is not the decision you want. But someone else might have a suggestion for you. And what I was going to say is my computer is set up, so I have the NVMe drive, which is ultra fast, runs my operating system, and then I have a slightly slower, much larger one, which has all the stuff on it. So the VOD, which is currently being recorded, which is about 15 gig per stream, goes on the big storage one, and then C drive is only Windows and essential programs. Video games get installed on the big one because they don't really usually need to run that quick. So if I want to wipe my computer and reinstall Windows, I can do it and it doesn't break anything. The computer I just reinstall Windows and then all my stuff's back. Like I've specifically set it up so that I can do it that way. And from what Meister is saying, Audrey, hey, how are you? From what Meister is saying, Apple kind of sometimes builds their laptops like that
by default, which is smart. That's good to hear, Audrey. I've had a stressful day at work, which I've mentioned half a dozen times already, but feeling better now. I definitely need to get some food soon, but you know, one thing at a time. Oh, I'm scared of progressing because I'll die. Okay, I can't. Yeah, we've got a few people. I think, yeah, we've got a few people watching tonight. That's good. Good to have company. Hang on. 168, come on. 166. What are you doing? What are you typing? Among Us. Among Us is old news, isn't it? It's Audrey, who cares about numbers? Except me. Okay, I can't get through down here. Got it. It's okay. Yeah, so my second follower giveaway, from what I can tell, someone's come into my stream, seen the giveaway, looked at the terms and gone, hey, this person's like, hang on, Apple. Hang on, Gross, what's back? Oh, Among Us, sorry. Gotcha. The color on yours and Audrey's names are too similar for my colorblind eyes. I don't know if Among Us is a type of game that I will enjoy, to be honest. There are co-op games and multiplayer games that I would enjoy. And Audrey, what a... That's right. I think someone saw that my giveaway was close and that it was $30 and went to a stream, like a Discord, and got 20 odd people to come follow me. And also I got view botted for a day. I had just 20 views minimum, which lasted until exactly an hour before the next day. Like when I went live on the Saturday, I still had 20 views instantly, which I did not like. I don't like having views that I clearly... Oh my god. Holy shit! I definitely fucked up there, but Jesus, that thing just... God. I jumped on the wrong side of it, so my attack went to the wrong side, and then it just hit me 3 times, and I went to the other side, hit me again, dead. It was just... And it's a shitty little enemy. Like, these guys suck. Yes, I do. So, okay, here is my thinking with the giveaways, because I'm wary of... So I have no problem with people coming in, going, giveaway, cool, it's a follower giveaway, I'll give, like, basically by following you, I get a chance to win it, and then never come back. That's okay. Like, it's how it's been set up, I understand human behavior, no problem with that. What I don't... And I'm okay with the person, one of the people winning it as well, because in theory they'll be like, hey, I won a prize, I might watch the guy's stream. Or, to be honest, I'm forcing it to be video game credit because I just want people to play more video games. So ultimately, if someone never watches me for a minute but gets $30 to put towards even Call of Duty skins, which is probably like as bad as it gets in my opinion, I'm cool with that. But I would prefer it go to you guys. So to combat that, I'm already doing a thing of everyone who's followed since the start of kind of midway through last year is entered into every competition. So like Audrey, you've been in every single one, right? So you'll like you get an entry every single time. What I'm thinking of also doing is adding maybe 1,000 channel points. You get another +1 permanent entries. So for every 1,000 channel points, like I'll just put your name in there again. And if you do it again and again, I think I'd have to put a cap and say that you can't, no one person can constitute more than 5% of any competition, because otherwise it would be possible, theoretically, to just be like 3/4 of, you just win every single one because you've overwhelmed it. But that's what I'm thinking of doing. So yes, I do giveaways often, and I'm thinking of making them heavily skewed towards people that watch me often. No. There's probably a cleaner, easier way. No, I'm not saying that 5,000 points equals 5%. I'm saying that for your follow, you get 1 entry in all giveaways, all future giveaways. I'm saying that for 1,000, I could add a channel point thing where you pay, for 1,000 points, you get 1 more, right? And you could do another 1,000 and get 1 more. So you could keep increasing how many times your name appears in the jar of names. But to stop someone from putting their name in 1,000 times, which would be a lot of channel points, obviously, but just to put a cap on it, because it could be gamed, I would say, hey, like, I'm going to keep track of what percentage of all the names that you are, and you're going to get, yeah. But I don't know if channel points can be that. Oh, hang on. It's the problem is so you could do 1,000 for one, 3,000 for your second, 5,000 for your 10,000 for your third, so on and so forth. But what if someone keeps buying the 1,000? Like, it's a bit like, I want to lock it off. I don't know if channel points allows for that much nuance. Find out. But this is my idea. Oh, sorry. Do you just mean more expensive than 1,000? Because yeah, this. I'm getting like stuck in corners and just mowed down. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate that idea. So yeah, follow is 1, a sub is 1, and 5k is another. I guess are they permanent entries? Because there's a. I mean, it starts to feel greedy if it said, a current sub is 1. No, I don't think you have to sub. I appreciate where MyStar's coming from, and I do think that people that subscribe should be rewarded. Oh. Just many, many things attacking me all at once there. And I guess ultimately, so I think channel points is good because it rewards watching, which is ultimately, I like people hanging out and watching and whatever else. And I don't know if channel points and chatting don't really correlate either. If you chat more, you don't get more channel points, because that'd be a good thing as well. But yeah, I agree. Like, I agree with exactly how you said that. Maybe it is. I need to have a think about how that works with the idea that the additional entries are permanent, because I think 5,000 channel points per giveaway might be a big ask. I mean, well, Ah! No. To be clear, I will never set up. Actually, I won't say never. I currently have no plans to set up a giveaway that requires you to be subscribed. That doesn't mean that I won't in the future. One thing I would like to do that I don't currently feel like I feel like is too big of an investment is to do giveaways of consoles, like a Switch 2. So just I will go and buy a Switch 2 console. But that will be a giveaway for like 1,000. That would be a giveaway for something like 1,000 or more subs, and presumably you would have to be one of those subs in order to be eligible to win that prize, because that is Ain't worth $30. But it's in the same vein of... I got a Twitch payout. Yeah, it was $70, but like the money I get out of Twitch, I don't need. So, and I'm happy to invest my own money in improving my setup and my time in improving like it's a bit of a hobby for me, so I'm okay doing that. So as I guess revenue increases, I'm quite happy to put it back in, and if revenue starts hitting numbers where I could afford to put it into consoles, well, that would be the most effective way to utilize those funds, I think. Current thoughts, anyway. And sorry, I got stuck on the sub. The subs do not have a massive advantage that way. Yeah, I agree. I like your system, I just don't know how it would work with whether it's you have to get your 3 entries per giveaway, or whether once you've got your 3, that's it. Carries through. Right, it'll come to me. It was this guy, wasn't it? He is like... How is it? He's a new type of enemy. And he's fucking like that. So that guy fires at a ridiculous pace and spits fire. So he's just, yep. Yeah, I mean, so the whole paying stuff online, there are ways to add a layer of protection. PayPal is an example I don't necessarily recommend. PayPal I've had for a long time. The people that founded it, I don't like. The people that run it now, I don't really like. It's more just inertia for me than anything. Oh my god, I'm really struggling how to fucking beat a lot of these guys without getting, like, just really badly hurt. Like, I'm losing most of my health just trying to get up on the same fucking platform as this guy. Each new giveaway, you have to be an active follower. Yeah, I mean, that probably makes sense. Yeah. Oh, wait, it's not... So, to be fair, Ghost, like, they're already... So, we're already at a 1 in 57 chance, right? No, So, it's already like a 2% chance. So, if one person... Oh my god... I'm finding this frustrating. Like, I can't hurt this guy. Get the fuck out of the way. I need food. Today's... I keep doing the same thing. I'm just pushing myself really hard and getting hungry and just pushing and pushing and pushing. Just go away, you piece of shit. Yeah, I mean, I'm the same. Like, I've got channels that I don't tend to spend the points, and I've got like 100,000 points with channels, and I can do weird shit because they've got those like weird sub goals at very high levels. Okay, I am obviously had a little slight meltdown there, so I'm going to just go sort out some way of food. I'll be right back. 1 or 2 minutes max.
There we go. Bye, guys. Sorry, I probably jumped out. So chatting does increase channel points, in which case I'm happy with that approach. Because I'd like to encourage all the things you talked about. Sorry, I grabbed a lolly and it's chewy. And I like to so with channels that I like, subscribing is that like, so there's heaps of channels that I have on my follow list that I jump into if they're online, and sometimes I'll bounce in and out. And there's other channels that if I'm free, I put them on because I actively like watching their stuff, and that's changed over time, but they're the ones I tend to subscribe to. It's that extra level of like, hey, like I'm getting something out of your content and I want to contribute back, and a sub is a way to do that. Which, now talking about the giveaway, to then kind of go, oh, look, I want to exclude those people. Not exclude so much, but not acknowledge that side, because it's, you know, not everyone can afford to sub, is probably not a good way to do things. Like, it's just giving you an extra chance, so it's not it's not like overly. I did that poorly. Yeah, that's the other thing, is like, if you actually do, because I enjoy Excel, and I enjoy, like, my work is building models. Like, engineering is modeling. It's like, it's like, hey, I modeled how this building will behave when wind hits it or when an earthquake hits it, and it won't fall down. Yoo-hoo! So, like, I model our holidays, or I model our financial. It's like, hey, if we were to do this thing, like, this is what it would look like. Maybe you just get a heap of stuff and you can get an idea of whether things are a good idea or not. And I will model this kind of stuff. It's like, okay, well, if I had 50 followers and this and then you need to guess, it's like, okay, well, what happens if you have a lot of subs, or you have a lot of this, or you have a lot of that, and just get a sense of what the extremes do. And from that, you can make a more informed decision. And what you said is correct. Like, you're talking percentage points. But like most things, it just feels good to know that you've got a slightly higher chance. Like, people kind of inherently understand statistics to a degree. Not well, but... I should potentially be making better use of these weapons. Yeah, so that's the main... So my concern is just based on sort of who is winning it, and I have a sense of who... I've got a sense of who chats, right? Because people peer in your thing. It's the strike rate in terms of... I mean, I'll say... If people who interact more and chat more are more deserving, if you take that as an assumption, they're not winning, which is what I would prefer it to be them. But the way I've set the giveaway up is that everyone should have an equal chance, and I don't want to mess with that. So, yeah, I think I'd like to skew it. Yeah, I mean, I guess the other benefit of yours is it removes, if you have to be I suppose if you have to be an active follower, it will, that person from 2024 will still get one. So you still got a chance. Because there's another thing that's happening, which I think I skipped over before. If people... Oh, no. Hang on, I'm going back. I've tried this so many times. If people don't use Twitch much, or they're a bot, the only way I have to contact them is through Twitch Whispers, and so far I am 2 for 2 of people not responding. So the first giveaway, I reached out, never got a response, reached out several times, told them I was going to redraw it, told them I've redrawn it. The second one, I'm on the second message.
and they also haven't responded. Now, that could be because A, they're a bot and they don't have the capability to respond, or B, they don't use Twitch that much, or they're not, when they are using Twitch, they're not noticing that there's a whisper. Like, it's not necessarily super obvious. But either way, I don't really know what else to do. It's an invasion of privacy to require more information. So it's like, hey, you know, you vented into my competition, you haven't made yourself available, so you can't win the prize. And like at a certain point, I might be redrawing like the last 3 or 4 of them, which is kind of stupid, I think. So maybe I need to, yeah, this will help with that a little bit as well, hopefully. Yeah, well, and also what I find with channel points is I've got a lot of channel points with a heap of streamers, and I don't know what to do with them because it's like I can highlight a message, I can modify an emote, you know, whatevs. Oh, thank God. Fuck you, man. Fuck you. Alright, I need to do the next step on my food. Careful with, yeah, turning your microphone off, which I probably don't need to do as well. Also, I noticed, so obviously with Kate home and you know, she's making dinner for me during some of the streams, which has been really nice. I've, you know, I don't know if you saw, like I had my camera turned off earlier. I am at one end of the main living area of my house, so the kitchen's just over there. And I noticed, rewatching one of my streams, that you could very clearly hear Kate cooking and everything in the background. So I have turned on, like I already use NVIDIA to... I already use NVIDIA to wipe out the background, and it has the microphone stuff just built into it. So I'm really struggling with this area. Like I've got stuff to... I can make my weapon, I can like build an entirely new weapon, but I just don't want to go back to town to do it. That one will be... I don't think I parry much, but... okay, my food is ready. I don't... It's just for... let's see. I'll see if I can make it work right. Alright. Yeah. I mean, 15,000 points would have bought you a entry into all the giveaways. No, I mean, Masha, you're offering advice. and I mean, offering advice that benefits you is what most, like, that's, yeah. There's nothing wrong with it. Also, it's my call, and I tend to agree with, like, I don't like the idea of having, at this point at least, having sub-only rewards, but I also don't want to penalize or fail to reward people who are subscribing as well. Maybe that was less damage. Maybe. How do I get over there? Bit messy, but it worked. Alright, it's, yes. Like, I don't really see there being that you're exactly failing the greater good, or so to speak, in by doing so. So, did he just manage to? He sent one of his projectiles through the wall, whilst mine didn't go through. Alright, this might have cooled down enough. Hang on, this guy was... Oh, hang on. I'll have those orbs, thank you. Like, if you could fuck right off, I'd appreciate it. Fuck! No. Everything in this area does so much fucking damage. Like, it's not just one hit, it's like they get you 3 or 4 times. A good chunk of health. Oh no, you're fine, mate. I mean, as we've experienced a couple of times, I enjoy the discussion. Usually, I enjoy a good discussion to the point of a fault. Like, I need to probably take care and control the direction of the discussion more sometimes. But, yeah. I'm also fine with, like, I've seen streamers get very mad because someone offered advice on the game they were playing. Which, I get it, if you put no backseating up. I get no backseating when you're a, streaming is, when you're a professional speedrunner or whatever else. Because like if the way that you play the game is kind of your thing, sure. People saying to me like, hey, I think like you keep dying because you wandered into like, have you noticed that all of the monsters in here have a 6 next to their name? So I think you've wandered into an area where you're not strong enough and maybe you should come back later is a valid thing to say. It's not what's happened. I'm just shit. But absolutely not.
No.
I don't want to. It does, and also it doesn't need to be. We're not necessarily talking about games either. It's more like I'm happy to hear opinions, if that makes sense. Or actually, probably more accurately, if I ever feel uncomfortable with the topic of conversation or that something is inappropriate or whatever, I will say so. And I tend to be probably a little bit more forgiving than I should be with some of this stuff. Often people who feel a bit more extremely experienced than me are like, hey, that person's just being creepy. I wouldn't engage with them. Spirit, huh? Do I even want to go down there? I don't know. Oh, damn it. Damn it. But anyway, simple answer is no, you're a good mate. Yeah, have this. Did you not like my present? Save points, save points. Not going to be a save point. Jesus. Oh, it's going to be a boss fight before I get a save point. A belt of fortune that carries good luck charms known as Guri. Oh, hang on. New ability. Yeah. If you're actively trying to guide someone in a game that is mostly a puzzle or a game where one of the most special, figuring out how to solve a boss fight might ruin the experience. Yeah, actually, yeah. So that's correct. Also, if someone, and I said before, like, I don't mind backseat gaming. I do care about spoilers. And this would kind of fall into the spoiler category. Like when I was playing Life is Strange, if someone had said during a conversation choice, it's like, hey, you should do this because, and then like I go on, because otherwise this will happen. Or, I mean, saying it once I'd probably be okay with, like it's an opinion. But if they're consistently saying, oh, do this because it gives you this is like, I'd be like, hey, mate, just let me play the game. Like I'm not, you're taking away, by making a suggestion of I would do this, that's fine, that's your opinion. If you manage to actually say in a comment, if you do this, it gives you this extra option, or like, you know, you can save Kate kind of stuff. I would get frustrated by that. I guess there's a line, kind of, right? Like it's. I stepped over that line once. I was watching someone play, and it's a game that I had played. I think it was like Spider-Man 2 or something stupid like that, and they were trying to figure out like how, you know, I want to know whether it's worth backtracking to a save point, and they quickly opened the map and, like, you know, you could clearly see, well, you know, you can see your save points on the map, but then closed it. So I just wrote in chat, "Oh, using the map helps," and then pressed enter with that thinking. And it came off as being incredibly sarcastic, because when I'd said that, this streamer had basically said, "Oh, like," I can't remember exactly how it went, but when I wrote it, what I meant was like, "Oh, hey, if you're struggling to find the things, using the map helps," which is what I should have written. Writing, "Oh, the map helps," after they'd been like, "I feel like such an idiot," it came off as being sarcastic, and I got timed out for it. And it's like, I didn't mean anything, but the way I wrote my comment did actually come off as being quite bad. So yeah, fair enough. But in this case, I might shut up and say, yes, fair enough. You are right. There's a game I've been thinking about playing called Blueprints, where I think I would want help, because it's all like the puzzle aspects are super complicated. But I could see where you're coming from, like particularly with that kind of game, someone could ruin it if, like, you know, they give giving you an answer right before you're about to figure it out for yourself can be frustrating. And yeah, I mean, ow, and sorry. My approach to streaming and community management is going to be more about accountability than rules. That's not quite right. I am okay with giving people free reign. It's why you can post links. It's why you can... I'm giving people rope. I have got the moderation settings are relatively low. Like, you can spam, you can post links, you can do that stuff. If you do it a lot, it'll time you out. But I am happy to give people the opportunity to do the wrong thing. And if they do the wrong thing as I see it, I will call that out. And if their response is, well, go fuck yourself or whatever, ban. That's that. If there is accountability, oh, hey, I apologize. I got a bit carried away. I think I typed a message without, you know, exactly what I meant. I should have said more words. That's accountability. Not a problem. Have a nice day. That's kind of my approach. So doesn't really cover exactly what you're saying about. What I would, in that situation, it's like, hey, this type of conversations maybe getting a little bit heavy. Let's steer it away. And someone then ignores that. That's where, I guess, accountability comes in. But you've been good so far, mate. I reckon we'll be fine. But I appreciate your comment. Oh my god. God of War Ragnarok. This is doing it a little bit, but you can tell they've learnt from... Oh, thank God. You can tell they have learnt from the Ragnarok. The feedback was pretty severe. I should probably save up. Was she back? Yeah, she probably... That's probably almost where it started, right? And I quite... I enjoyed the banter between... was it Nathan and Elena? So... Yeah, I guess. I wonder, because that's a huge area, I have a feeling I'm pushing forward more than I should be exploring. I've played Bioshock 1. I have all 3 of them. I bought the trilogy. Never played 2 or 3. Wait, what? Now come closer. So, number 1, I found it's probably just because it's old. I found it to the same frustrations I'm having with Red Dead Redemption. Red Dead Redemption is better. The gunplay in Red Dead Redemption is good. It was not pissing me off too much, but what I found was you get caught on things, the AI is a bit dumb, and the guns like just general direction kind of stuff. Yeah, so I found the gameplay lacking, and the story twist I wasn't in like it. Yeah, I've forgotten what it was, so it didn't affect me that much. I think I had a problem with Bioshock that there's so much dialogue, like the narration or the PA in the background. I stopped paying attention to it, so I missed a lot of the story, which is on me. But I'm a fan of good gameplay, so if the second and third one have good gameplay, that might be a reason to get me back into them. Yeah, I've definitely... Yeah, I've finished it, so I know... I mean, I've forgotten most of it. So you're shipwrecked, or you're invited to the place to... Not Pandora, that's something else, but... And then the elevator takes you down, and it's all kind of crazed and broken down, and you've got the big guys and the little girls. No, I've forgotten. Yeah, so go... I mean, I'm okay with it. If anyone else doesn't want a spoiler, you know, pipe up soon. I gotta do better. Shields, dodging, any of the above. Just stop randomly, just... Stop doing nothing. What? Oh, duh. Would you kindly? Sure. Can't hit it. Right. Is it supposed to be some sort of meta? Like, hey, you're not, you know, you're not really playing this, it's actually because I'm mind controlling you kind of stuff, which probably doesn't make a huge amount of sense the way I said it. What is the... Okay, maybe it's just this way. Okay. Is that a twist? Because it's not so much ringing a bell as I have a familiar feeling.
Crystals here respond to sunlight.
Ooh, we figured out how to do... Wait, what? Okie dokie. You can't tell foreground from background sometimes. Like, that can't just be me. It could just be color blindness. So, yeah. When I realized the twist, I thought it was shit. I'm like, that's not a good twist. It's not so much... I appreciate what you're saying. The growing suspicion that you understand what's going on and then having it confirmed. Good. I don't like games that force you to do something. I don't like it when games... saying I don't like games. I don't like it when games force you to... It's as part of the gameplay mechanic, like, oh, you know, this game's about shooting and killing people. And then tells you that that's wrong. Like, it's like, oh, you know, you shouldn't be shooting and killing people. Or that things that you had to do form part of the twist, if that kind of makes sense. Like, it just comes off as being cheap. It's like, hey, you know that stuff you're doing it for a different reason. You're like, okay, cool, right. Like, I was doing it for dopamine, so joke's on you, fucker. Yeah. I actually beat that guy kind of comprehensively, and I'm proud of myself. It's the flowers again. No, these things sucked. Thus, the fuck? We just opened. Wait, what? What's happening? That makes no sense. Yeah, I have a feeling that the difference in appreciation is because I played it so long. Like, I didn't play the first one until long after the third one came out. Like, it was a couple of years ago. And I wonder if, not so much the era, but the games that came in the middle. Like, that gameplay mechanic was copied and made shit. I don't know. Oh, I mean, there would be examples of that not being the case, but 99% happy to agree with you with the full Bioshock one. And I think that's what I'm getting at. Maybe post Bioshock 1 games spoiled me on Bioshock 1. In the way that I feel like for a period there, every game tried to tie what you were doing into the story, and you ended up with a heap of really shit gameplay. Like the one I was talking about, it's like, oh my god, this game's about you killing people and you're such a monster. How dare, like, killing people makes you a monster. Did you know that you're a monster? Yeah. Something like that. But I do think I should give the second one a go. Flying Fox. I've been thinking about my sister today because I mentioned it earlier. She's an ED doctor. She's on nights currently. So nights for her, she starts work at 8 PM and finishes at 8 AM. and ED, right? So she's in there. She's patching people up. Like it's a traumatic job. It's a hard job. She works hard. She also has a 2.5-year-old daughter. She has a husband. My mum is currently at their house looking after the child because she finished work, walked out at 8 a.m. and her car had been stolen. With heaps of stuff in it, like just full of life, right? So it's all the stuff that and beyond that, like there's another sad thing going on. Like she had a sheepdog, a border collie. That she had as a puppy like 10-15 years ago, and that dog has been living on her husband's family's farm near where I grew up for a lot of years and had to be put down recently because it had cancer, and that is very sad. So that plus car being stolen, just having a shit day really. And I sent her a hey, feeling for you, feel so, sorry shit things are happening. But it got me thinking. I saw a news article that was talking about, we're going to do vaccination rates now. The cases of whooping cough have spiked, and it correlates with a massive decrease in the vaccination rates for whooping cough. Yeah, thank you, Meister. Like, should be fine. It's just a thing. It's less about the car and more about how it feels to walk out. Like, a job like that, where you're just like, cool, I can let go of all the crap, and then I just need to get to my car and I can go home and I can maybe go for a run or have a bath or whatever. And then you go out there, it's like, where's my car? Like, what? No, I parked here. No, I definitely parked here. Where's my car? And then you start to panic, and I have been in situations like that myself, and it sucks to have to deal with that kind of thing and blah, 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 blah. And can I hurt you? I really want to hurt you. Presumably, okay, he's just hurting me, so let's run away. But the reason I talk about this is, the whooping cough cases have gone up because vaccinations are going down, right? Because, people know better than the experts about vaccinations, because of course they do. For my part, I get vaccinations. I have all the vaccinations that are offered to me because I am someone who can get vaccinations. I am not immunocompromised. I am fit and I'm healthy, and typically have... I don't get vaccinations I don't need, but like, for example, I got the whooping cough vaccine because a friend of mine had a child and I wanted to be able to visit them early on. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make... my sister lives in a different state. She's like 800 k's away. Hood-ish. To be honest, I don't know. I don't think it's an amazing area. It's like she works in the hospital, so it's wherever the hospital is. I don't think it's a particularly bad area, but also not necessarily a really, really good area either. Right. Whooping cough. My sister, aforementioned, I am very proud of. I'm a big fan of. She works really hard. Like, she's a mum. She works hard as a doctor. She's kind of done everything right in her life. Like, she's sacrificed and made good choices, whereas in the past I've made some shitty choices. I never finished year 12 and yet I have a PhD. Explain that. I was a drug addict for a period of time. Like, I've done things that maybe given my time again I would do differently. Blah 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 blah. She hasn't. For the most part, she's lived her life really well. My sister, when my mum was pregnant with her, mum got whooping cough and was basically told, like, look, we're really sorry. There's a pretty good chance that your baby won't survive because whooping cough is... Oh, hold on. I need to hold R1, I think. If you get it when you're pregnant, you will pass it on to your baby, and it tends to be more than babies can handle. So my sister was carried to term, and then they were kind of like, look, when she's born, she probably won't be able to take her first breath. And yet she did. She lived the first 5 minutes, and they went, oh shit, and quickly put my mum and sister on a helicopter and took them to Melbourne, to the biggest women's children's hospital where I are. My sister survived, but it was very touch and go. Like, she wasn't really expected to survive. She had asthma for a long time. Blah, 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 blah. I'm going the wrong way. Oh, you have to backtrack. Okay. So the point I am making is, like, not so the whooping cough vaccine did not exist at this point in time. It would have, and ultimately my sister survived. So she's a good example that maybe you don't need to get vaccinated, but it bothers me immensely that through people thinking that they know better than scientists who dedicate their lives to preparing these things. That's a bad way to explain it, sorry. Thinking you know more than the people that work on vaccines is something I'm not a big fan of. I think it's time limited. Please stop getting hit. Fuck. Yeah, sure. What that is going to lead to is kids, mostly kids, because the adults making these choices were vaccinated by their parents, having, like, dying and whatnot. Like, that's what happened. And often it's not necessarily the kids of the people who didn't get vaccinated. It can be people, like kids who are immunocompromised and whatnot. Either way, this idea of anti-intellectualism, it's less. So if you think you're being lied to, what is the lie in this situation? It's right? So are the vaccines, they're trying to mind control you? Are they actually bad for you? Is it that they give you the virus and therefore make you sick or whatever else? If these are questions that you have, they are very reasonable questions, right? Now, if you have these kinds of questions, it's kind of on you to find the answers. And I guess this is where the problem lies, is that people are looking for answers and then going, well, someone on YouTube gave me all the... Like, no, I'm being... I find it remarkably easy to tell bullshit from good information, which comes from having done the scientist stuff and the PhD and everything. Like, when someone posits like, this obviously false statement, I tend to call bullshit very quickly, whereas I find maybe other... this is a bad... I'm not explaining things very well. I'm also just frustrated because this one hits close to home with the whole whooping cough thing. So I'm allowed to just have a rant on this one. I give myself grace to just be like, nope, you're dumb, you're stupid. Also acknowledging that calling people dumb and stupid is not going to help them make better choices. What we are heading towards with this is that people that don't vaccinate their kids will be excluded from certain things, like schooling and activities and whatnot, which then only perpetuates the problem, because you then have disadvantaged kids receiving a worse education, and it's education that tends to, like, if you look at vaccination rates against really critical thinking skills, but things like university degrees or higher education degrees, they correlate, because basically, to your point, who's more likely to be lying to you? If there's a politician who gets paid $100,000 a year and has a vested interest in not taking vaccines, that's a hard link to make, versus the scientists who get paid fucking peanuts, I know, who've dedicated their life to preparing these vaccines and often have, like, it's motivated by, like, a death in the family or whatever else. They don't have anything to gain. They make no money from the vaccine, versus person who does have financial gain, and yet it's like, oh no, but this person... I'm ranting, and I'm giving myself a... I do not have to be reasonable on this one. I can just be shitty, and that's okay. Hang on, I'm gonna beat this guy. Interesting. I understand why black people don't trust vaccines, the government, but I understand why white Americans don't. Caramel, kind of, like, I get where you're coming from with that. It's interesting to separate it by race, but like I fully understand why black people in the US would have distrust of the government. That one doesn't even need explaining. And yeah, like you've got white people, particularly in the US, applies to Australia as well, who basically had every leg up, every opportunity given to them. But I mean, the problem is, in both situations, white people for the last 2 decades have been told that, oh, no. The reason you're struggling is actually because of all these other brown people. So there's kind of this like, yeah. I mean, that's a uniquely, that the idea that big pharma profits from people being sick is a uniquely American conspiracy theory. Because it's the only place where like health cover is privatized. Like it's health in America is for profit. Like the system itself is for profit. Whereas in Australia, like we have public hospitals and we have private hospitals. The private ones can be for profit and they have worse outcomes in almost every metric. Like if you want to give birth, you're better off in a public hospital. If you have to have a knee surgery, better off in a public hospital. Like every metric, you're actually better off in public. You just get seen sooner in private. That's the only difference. Like there's not... That cancer one is not quite how it works. Research, the way research is someone's like, hey, I think I might have identified a cause for cancer. It might be caused by, for example, burnt bits on bacon, right? So they submit research applications or they write a paper that has the abstract cancer, burnt bacon. Those things are made public. And then you end up with media or people who report on science going, hey, here's the new science, and it snowballs. At no point was a scientist saying, I found a cure for cancer or I found the cause of cancer. They have reported on their tiny, if you can imagine my bowl of fried rice being the comprehensive cancer research, one scientist is contributing this. Those 2 grains of rice are their contribution. Once the whole thing's filled, we get a result, right? It takes a lot of research from a lot of people. It's misreporting and misunderstanding how research works and the outcomes and the findings that these stories come from. I just, the researchers dying or disappearing bit gets me a little bit. Like it's, yeah. I haven't heard of that kind of that happening, I guess. But I guess to your point, Meister, it doesn't necessarily have to be happening for people to think that it's happening and then to act on that belief. I have 2 friends who are cancer researchers. I was talking to one of them yesterday. We're both on the committee for my hockey club. I mean, so the cure for cancer kind of is eating healthy, but eating healthy is a very... Right, so here's a few off the top of my head. You know your 5 serves of fruit and veg? So that's like five handfuls. So like 5 serves of fruit and veg, each of them the size of your fist per day. If you do that throughout your life, you have a ongoing, I think it's at least 80% reduction in the chances of getting bowel cancer. Agree with Caramel on that one. You cannot reverse cancer by eating fruit. Yeah. What you can do by eating fruit and veg, you can reduce the risk of your developing cancer, right? Because it's basically the fiber. In this situation, having lots of fiber go through your colon reduces the risk of cancer. There's the answer to that one. Another one, mushrooms. If you want the biggest reduction you can possibly get in getting cancer, biggest reduction in the chance of getting cancer, eat a handful of mushrooms each week. Doesn't have to be all at once. It could be like one mushroom per day. It can be someone. It doesn't really matter what type of mushrooms or how you prepare them. There is a particular compound that is found in mushrooms that globally, I could fact check me on this, I won't be quite correct, across all cancers, 20% reduction for every single one, just the mushrooms. Right? Food does influence your chances of getting cancer. The idea that you already have cancer and that there is just some food that you can eat that'll make it go away is predatory. That is people who are lying to take advantage of people who are in vulnerable positions. That is what that is. Like, getting real ranty towards the end of this stream. You're gonna get lots of TikTok content. Hang on. I know what this thing is. What are you? Why are you? I mean, I feel like this Caramel, you are correct, but this discourse is far more tame than the last few conversations we've had. Alright, where will I die this time? Yeah, no, I agree. Also, they've proven that just spouting facts at people also doesn't change their mind. Yeah, it's what Maestro is saying in terms of like, you know, I think I like to make reasonable choices, but I try and put myself in other people's shoes to understand where they're coming from. That is also what I do. Like, I am currently working out, in my job, I'm working out on site a lot. And in doing that, there's a lot of, it's different companies all trying to achieve the same thing, but we've got people, we've got money, we've got competing things. It'd be easier if we could do this. You know, if you guys stop making us do it this way, it'd be easier. If we could stop doing this, you'd find it easier. That kind of stuff. And what I've walked into is a lot of friction between my company and the company we're building this thing with, the guys who actually build it. And I see this friction as being needless, and I've kind of been like, "What's the problem? So we're not delivering. We're not getting back to them in time. When we get back to them, it's not enough. Like, we're just not being, I would call it, dynamic enough. You're not really like." So that's been my number one. Like, there's one guy that everyone says I'm going to call him Gary because that's not his real name, but I want to be able to. You avoid Gary. Like, avoid him in the hallways. Don't talk to him. Don't respond to him. He's really argumentative, and he will just beat you down. Like, he'll basically twist your arm until you agree to him. And I'm like, that is horrendous advice. So today I walked past his office, saw he was sitting in his thing, and just knocked on his door and said, "Hi, Gary. My name's Hugh. I'm the new this person. I just thought I'd say hello I literally said, before we have something to argue about, I thought I'd come in and say a friendly hello." And he goes, "That's nice. I've heard about you. You've been doing good work." And we had this really friendly conversation. And then he immediately hit me with the biggest problem we have between our two companies. He's like, "Hey, this is going to become your problem?" I'm like, "Yeah, it is." He's like, "Here's where I'm coming from." And I'm like, "I see where you're coming from. Here's where we're coming from. Look, give me all the info. Let me dig my head into it so I can give you a response that's actually accurate." I'm getting very ranty at this point. But, like, being able to put yourself in someone else's shoes is really important. Like, the whole point of this is me kind of going, okay, these guys have got a job that's different to mine. What are their challenges? Why am I pissing them off? What can I do to kind of reduce that? And people can see you putting that effort in and appreciate it. I'll just play the game now. I was not a spoiled brat, so I don't know where I got it from. I am very dramatic. Maybe it's that. Save point, save point. Damn it. Mistakes were made. I'm trying so hard to dodge the other side of this guy. Yeah, no, I picked up on that. We must distract him at all costs. What I'm hearing is I'm just too good at gaming. Sometimes watching back my own streams is painful, because I'm just like, I will talk for a solid 10 minutes whilst the game is paused. And then I will unpause the game for an entire 8 seconds, do nothing, and then pause it again and talk for another 8 fucking minutes. It is ridiculous. I mean, yeah, so do I. There's some of my favorite games out there. They are, they're very, like, all of the PlayStation first party games, so like your Last of Us and whatnot, are all kind of the similar. All similar. Hmm. Don't know how to get through. Part of the reason I wanted to do stand-up comedy and wanted to do streaming and everything was that I feel like I have an answer to when people are like I don't. It was more to do with what men are typically saying they find are the challenges that they have in their lives. Is like, you know, women are really hard to relate to. I don't know how to communicate with them. I don't know how to, I don't know what to do when I'm feeling lonely. All that kind of stuff. I feel like I maybe have an answer to that, which is a lot of hubris involved. But anyway, that's, you know, people have done good things for bad reasons before. So that's like one of the motivating factors to do all this kind of stuff. And then I was looking at my shorts and analytics the other day. At least for those reels that I put on the internet, if people know what I'm talking about, my audience is 97.5% male. Which I get. I'm not overly surprised by that, but it makes me realize that if I wanted to talk about these kinds of things, do it. Like, you know, put the reel up. And the people that are watching your stuff is the audience that you were wanting to send it out to. So to that end, I'm like, apparently, yes. I do get hit on by gay men a lot, so yeah. Also, it's the nerdy shirts. Iron Man is hiding. Yeah. To that end, I was going to maybe set up some chatbot prompts that kind of just like throw me questions when chat is quiet, which is real desperate. Yeah, yeah. I always look fabulous. Yeah, I'm gonna be real popular when like the men come into the stream and I just openly talk about wearing makeup for my stream. Dudes love that. It fits with the big problem I think dudes have is this, accountability, among other things, but like the big one I think is you don't see a lot of examples of accountability. This was a speed thing, I think, if memory serves. You see a lot of scapegoating, you see a lot of deflection, you see a lot of denial. I think accountability goes a long way. That's at least my view. And I would like to, I guess, demonstrate that, which means making mistakes and being accountable for them. Or at least making other people accountable within my community, I guess? Or, yeah, that kind of thing. I don't know. These are ideas. Maybe I should just write a book. Where's this? Ooh. Yeah, it's second. When you say cool for stream, do you mean like having chat prompting having chat prompts for myself and then trying to Like, 'cause I already talk about stuff that I care about. It was more just the things I talk about on stream are very much, as Maestro is saying, is kind of influenced by what people are talking about on stream. I don't tend to try and steer it in any particular direction. Like, the notes that I have for myself are read out the chat comment so that people that are listening can hear, talk slower, and talk more. Whereas if I have on my phone somewhere, I have notes of these topics already, so I could just program them into a chat bot to have like, here's an entire table of things you can talk about, and just pick one and post it. So that, yeah, okay, cool, understand that. And then Maishta, I have noticed that you try to be talkative, and you are 100% correct. It is difficult to talk a lot when chat is quiet, and that is not chat's fault, or fault is a weird word to use that. Like, I appreciate that I appreciate the effort you put in. It has been very helpful. But good to know those prompts. Kate also thought the prompts would be a good idea.
Did Vasilis take a boat?
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you know?
They got a point there.
A dull point, but perhaps.
Wordplay. Run for your life!
So the port first or the boat first?
All that sound of Kratos annihilating enemies is good for the relaxation. I have been told, when I was doing my PhD and teaching engineering, I recorded a heap of videos which were called worked examples, which was basically like, we had tutorial questions, which was, hey, like, here's a really simple beam in concrete, just design it. Here's a simple cross section, here's a load, just step through and design it. Like, it's really easy, but you've got to start somewhere. And when I went through that course, I'm like, you'd just be like, where the hell did D come from? Like, you wouldn't notice that it had been calculated earlier, or it just wasn't explained. So these worked examples were me, it was me typing on a touchscreen, like a tablet, writing it out by hand, and then just talking over the top, explaining things in incredible detail. And I record those, and the boss who I work with now, oddly enough, he would review them and just make sure they were correct. And he was saying that, like, he used to use them as bedtime noise because my voice is like, and when you want to calculate the depth of reinforcement, you take this and that and okay. I could do some ASMR streams if you like, Caramel. Read Lord of the Rings in a soft, soothing voice. Actually, I'd get done for that, wouldn't I? No, I like how forceful that was. What about drums? Is drumming streams okay? Hang on, till we save. I'm not finding the abilities. I should. I keep dying. I'm also not finding the abilities particularly useful. These ideas might be connected. Apparently, I made it through that area though. 4 days, I think. Saturday morning, so Sunday, Monday, 3 days, sorry. About 3 days. I like how I completely missed that guy. It looks like an old game. I think that's what they're going for. The black threw me there. Oh, these guys have to be stunned first. A singing Strix emits a colourful aura affecting nearby creatures. Green heals, red enrages. Good. I appreciate that you're flying in like a... Okay, you've stopped doing it now, which I appreciate less.
This combination of fucking enemies sucks. It's a little bit like Hollow Knight. I don't, no worries, Master. Yeah, I should be online for a little bit. Yeah, half an hour at least. It's... I don't like comparing it to Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight has extremely tight controls. Like, if you've been hit by something, it's because you pressed the wrong button. This feels like you've been hit by something because the inputs are not being read. Like, there's a level of sort of almost rubberiness to it, where you're like, I pressed that button, or it's the... So, I can explain it better. Hollow Knight will allow you to cancel animations. So, like, when you're swinging, you can, like, cancel out of a swing and jump instead. Or, like, as long as you've got... You can kind of cancel out of anything. There's very few moves which lock you into an animation. Whereas this has heaps. Like, if I... Am I being attacked? No. Okay, so if I press jump, he just jumps, right? But if I want to... block and then jump. So if I let go of the button, okay, that's not too bad. Jump and then... There's been a few times where it feels like I'm being punished where I shouldn't have been. I don't know. Hollow Knight is like one of the best Metroidvania games in existence. This is a lot better than I was expecting it to be. And it is certainly like Hollow Knight in terms of being a Metroidvania with locked areas, increased abilities, blah, blah, blah. So Hollow Knight's a very, very good game. So I'm probably being a bit over the top. The other thing the music is really good. Like, they got Bear McCreary, who did the music for the new games, to come back and do this. Or at least some of it. Is that going to fall on me? Good, guys? Holy shit, we hit some stories.
My eyes have never failed me.
Hey, have you seen a boy our age? Maybe wearing a coat of lion fur?
I just returned to port, so no.
Know who might sell eel around here?
Those disgusting water serpents? The Agoj made it very clear. No selling food to cadets. Now kindly, shoo!
Useless windbag.
Athenians.
Hey, I had a thought. If Vasilis couldn't buy eel for his recipe, maybe he stole some.
That follows. Let's ask around.
Alright, I'm going to take a quick break. I'm even going to give you Be Right Back music this time.
back and ads are about to start, so it's great timing. At least I've made it to a town. I don't have to get murdered relentlessly for a while.
Excuse me. You missing any eel?
None of your business, boy.
That's a weird thing to ask a person, so that's fair.
Sir, any of your eel go missing?
A little busy here.
You're doing the exact same thing that everyone else is doing, but yeah, you're busy.
Any of your eel been stolen?
You truant. Clear out.
And the ads are on.
Pardon. Anyone steal your eel?
You trying to get
Sounds like a
me in
euphemism.
trouble,
Did anyone
kid?
steal your eel?
Nobody. Better find Demos.
Yep. We've exhausted the conversation options. Oh, I can get up here. Sick. What is this?
Why do Spartans and Athenians always seem mad at each other? They're all Greeks, aren't they?
As Greeks, there are some values that we share,
There he is.
but there are many we do not.
There's the original voice
It is
actor.
an uneasy alliance, even in the best of times.
Like a friend who's an enemy sometimes? I have those too.
I like these ledges. What the fuck did she just do? Frozen. Oh, god damn it. Okay, can you not please? Okay, no. No. Bad lady. Whoa. Oh, I'm nearly dead. We're just gonna go over here and let our little bit of health come back. And sorry, Camel, I didn't mean to shit on your idea. I put a lot of time into Hollow Knight and I'm all like precious about it now apparently. Hey! No hitting. Only I may hit. Oh. Oh. Hang on, what? More stuff. Alright, let health recharge. Okay, so the timer is because as soon as I start moving away from the things, the gates close. That's what's generating the... Oh my god. Okay. Oh, come on. Is there not? I can't run, can I? No! Oh, come on. This is going to be as quick as possible. No, go, go, go. No! There's no run. Hang on. Nope, that doesn't help. I gotta drop. I gotta do this. Alright, let's assume that this is somehow faster. Go here. No. Oh. That is like... one more try. I'm sure there's a fraction of a second to be gained somewhere, but yeah. Not gonna work.
That's amazing, Demos, truly. Ah, there he is. A word, Kratos?
What's on your mind, Brontis?
I really want to ask you to explain that joke, Cheese.
You earned that Iron's Pass, and now the Vanguard banner's within reach. You can do it, but
there's one.
I'm gonna ruin your joke. So is pi a rational number or an irrational number? Do you know?
He's looking to you for guidance, but you don't give it.
I lead him the way I believe is best for him.
But what's best for the unit? Maybe you're too close to know.
Brontis, the situation is in hand.
If you say so, friend. I just don't want to find myself standing in that Vanguard circle all by myself. We need each other. Anyway. Up! Form up! Spartans!
Always united!
Luck to you. Honestly.
I want to know what you searched on Google.
You know Brontis.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to know.
Yeah. Find any eel vendors?
Nobody would talk.
Maybe we should check those caverns.
It is irrational, yes. So a rational number is a number that is a ratio. So 10 divided by 3 is 3.33333 recurring. So a rational number it just means ratio. 10 on 2, 2 on 10 ratio. One number divided by another. And then irrational is a number that is not equal to a ratio. So you can't get it by dividing one by a number by another. There's lots of those. Like there's heaps. But pi is there's actually no, that's not quite like most. No, sorry. I'm a little bit fuzzy on whether you can. There's few rational numbers or many, but 3.333 is a good example because the threes just keep going forever. Like they're recurring forever. And with most fractions, you'll find that there's a recurring pattern. Like even if it's like 4.62787945, after 20 digits, that'll start repeating just over and over again. Whereas pi never repeats. 3.14159, I get fuzzy after that. It just keeps going. And it never hits a repeating pattern, ever. That is really rare. I don't know. No. Guys, I'm the problem here. I fully acknowledge that I'm the problem here.
Oh, so you were competing with him? With Brontes?
I was competing only with myself.
What is happening? Am I following the crab? Hugh can be baited with a good engineer joke, is what you're trying to say. Crab. Yep. Oh my god, I love the health ones. Oh. Favorite. Come back here. Yeah, I get some rain while I was out bloody inspecting reinforcement today. Alright, we're going up. Oh, 100%. So, yeah, the best way to get someone on the internet talking is to be wrong about something. That's, if you need something answered on Reddit, post your question, log in a different account, and post a really incorrect answer. You'll get someone correcting you, usually really quickly.
No sign of Vasilis. Now what?
If Olympus wants Vasilis found,
It's, yeah,
then the gods
it's,
will guide us.
I don't know, some people are reporting heavy rain, some people are reporting 37 degrees. It's been wild weather today.
Visiting the sanctuary? Maybe she can see where we can't.
I know I put when I think it's going to be hot, I set the air conditioning to come on sort of just after lunchtime in the house, because by that point the battery's nearly full and it's free to get the house down to temperature and it's cheaper to keep it there. So like it's proven to be a good thing to do on hot days. This is cute. Hang on. There's Kratos and Calliope.
But my feelings on the gods of Olympus are more complicated now. Still, you would do well to remain in their favor.
I don't understand.
I need to change that to just here's a Discord link.
Daughter, who you are in youth is only a fragment of who you will become.
What was I saying?
You look more and more like your
Monday's going to be real wet, you reckon?
She does not know your secret place to pout.
Nope, sunny here.
You knew.
I know all. Like an oracle.
Sorry. I'll stop interrupting.
Cute. I mean, that's welcome to Australia. It's alright, you guys get it green, we get it brown.
A road best left untraveled.
Okay, don't go up there. But no. There's a turtle. He's too slow to get away. Give me 2 secs. Nope. That work? Nope. Sorry, can't got home. Just had a quick little chat. Anyway. Meh. Everyone's making the game be paused. Ooh, I can teleport.
Locked.
Or not.
It's testing patience as well as skill.
Nike. They had the joke there. I just can't think of it. One of their guards was shoes. It's all of the Metroidvanias do, because you can be like, I'm about to die, I'm just going to pause the game and, you know, not have to die for a while. You can't climb up these. The lack of wall jump, dash, and double jump is bothering me. So maybe it is more like Hollow Knight.
I'm surprised she isn't standing
Yes,
out
the
here
temple
waiting
is
for us.
Temple of Nike. So it turns out Nike, the shoe brand, stole their name from a Greek god. Possibly goddess. Oddly enough, that god's saying was also just do it. They saw the whole thing. I have Strava on my phone and my watch, and neither of them are signed in. Every time I go to use it, it's like, you gotta sign in. I'm like, fuck it, I don't care. And then I start writing.
When I was little,
Yeah. Everything I've said about Nike, I've been trying to bait Kate into coming in and going, you're wrong about this. And she's either not listening or not interested.
Me?
You grew old enough to hold a spear. Showed me you were a true Spartan. Better than Brontes could ever.
No, yeah. Nike is definitely a Greek god. Probably also saying it incorrectly.
You're my brother.
I'm saying it because it's true. Brontes knew it. We were never the same. That's just fine by me.
Someone's got... Jeez, it's easy to tell you've got a job now. No. Strava is very good. A lot of my friends use it and whatnot. And I think I'm pretty sure, so at work we have this like interdisciplinary competition. And my discipline that I work in has won it in, I think it's a national competition or state or whatever, has won it almost like every year for multiple years. So I'm keen to do my part. And like one of them is for a month, it's like who donates the most blood. One's who runs the most kilometers. And I think that's run through Strava. And it's during my hockey season. So like I do 10, 12 Ks a game at hockey and then another like 6 to 9 at training. And I'll probably actually bother to go out and do running as well. So I might have a reason to get it. Was ist das? Uh-oh. Hey, what? Down. Huh. I didn't actually realize Kratos existed in the old mythology, so there's that. Why can't I get off? Okay, I have to work my way around. What are the pressure plates for? But it's town. I wish I could climb these. Yeah, I think I had known that in the before and forgotten it. Yeah, they borrowed the character, they did not invent him. Looks like I need glide or something for that. Is he son of Zeus in the mythology? I mean, probably. Oh, these look like stack challenges. Nice. Cheese, you cannot help yourself. Also, I mean, cheese was also appropriate there, so neither I can't help myself either. Right, what are these things? What do I do with them? What? Yeah, have one of these. You do that. Alright, let's go back and find them all. Yeah, yeah. Fair enough. Palace and sticks. I should dig more into my oh, where the fuck am I going? Into my Greek mythology. I'm currently working through a podcast called The History of Rome. It is long. Up to about the year 200 AD, roughly. Indeed, this is Sparta.
You talk to the gods.
More like they whisper to me in my sleep and murmur behind my back when I'm awake. I will answer your one question now.
Where can we find the lost boy, Vasilis, son of Apostolos?
He will be lost until he's found. When fortune's thread is measured, cut, and wound, pursue the truth and find in its expanse the comfort and the thorns in wisdom's dance.
Wisdom's dance?
That is all. May good fortune follow you.
He will be lost until he's found? I could have said that. Wait, I did say that.
If that's all the gods want us to know, it's not for us to question.
There's no talking to you when you're pious.
Alright, I might go and try and find a save point. And the reason my choirs are so strong is because one of these friends spells a Titan. I mean, they do. I mean, Titans are in God of War 3, but in their capacity as being Zeus's parents. That's also not quite right. Lex Friedman podcast with a Roman historian. A Titan is the race of people that... Hang on, I might let Maestro take this one. Titans came before the Greek gods. They were like the gods before, and they were very big. Now, someone who knows better can explain it better than me. Like, so Titans are like Kronos. I think Kronos is the father of Zeus, I think. She must have headphones in. 12 deities who rule before the other gods. The god. Yeah. Zeus was the big murderino. Good question. Alright, I'm calling it. It's been good fun. Actually, tonight's been really fun. Thank you very much. I was not feeling particularly good when the stream started, and I feel much better now. So I appreciate your all's help in of that. Nighty night, indeed. I am... Let's find someone to raid. Options are a little thin. Let's give this guy a surprise. Haribo Esponjosa. Apparently it's English. Hopefully it's not a recording or follower only mode this time. But again, I appreciate you guys hanging out. You're welcome for the entertainment, and I'll be back on Friday. Not on Saturday this week. I'm going to see a comedy show, but I'm back on Friday, which is the next stream anyway. So yeah, let's click on that because it takes a second for this to happen. Doesn't have a camera. Doesn't look like it's English. Oh, hang on. What about this guy? Okay, we've got Joe Maso. He's doing a gameplay walkthrough apparently. And give him a surprise. Alright, this will work. Alright, thanks again everyone. See you soon.